everyone. This is a lecture based on epicyclic gear train, or it is also called as epicyclic gearbox. In previous lecture, we have studied two components which are used in automatic transmission. One is fluid coupling and second one is torque converter. Now this is also one of the device that is used in automatic transmission. Such type of system, epicyclic gear train, that we have studied in theory of machines also. So let us see the details regarding this important component. Let us revise what is meant by epicyclic gear train. An epicyclic gear train, the axis of the shafts over which these gears are mounted may move relative to fixed axis. So these are the two gears here. In this figure you will see the epicyclic gear train. What is there? Gear A and the arm C have a common axis at the O1. So gear A and arm C at O1, they are having a common axis. The gear B meshes with the gear A. So this is a gear B meshes with the gear A and has its axis on the arm O2, about which the gear B can rotate. So gear B can rotate like this. Such motion is called as an epicyclic motion. The gear train arranged in such a manner that one or more of their members move upon and around another member is known as epicyclic gear train. So this is important point here. What is that? The gear train arranged in a such manner that one or more of their members move upon and around another member is known as epicyclic gear train. So this gear will move like this around this gear. So this is the concept of epicyclic gear train. What are the applications? The epicyclic gear trains are useful for transmitting high velocity. So for transmitting high velocity ratios with the gears of moderate size, the gears at that moment will be of moderate size and comparatively lesser space. After that, the epicyclic gear trains are used in back gear of the lathe, where it is used along with the automobiles. It is also used in back gear of the lathe, differential gears of the automobiles, hoist, pulley blocks, wrist watches also. Now let us understand what is epicyclic gearbox, or it is also called as a planetary gearbox. So epicyclic gear train, epicyclic gearbox, planetary gearbox, these are the same things. What is this? It consists of 2, 3 or even 4 epicyclic or planetary gear sets. So these are the important ones. A simple gear set has a sun gear about which planets turn around. These planet gear are carried by carrier and a shaft, and also enmeshed internally with a ring gear, which is also called as annulus or internal gear sometimes. So what are the important component of this? Sun gear is there. After that, planet gear is there. After that, a ring gear is there. Okay. So different torque ratio, that is speed ratios, are obtained by making of the parts stationary. Similarly, by locking two parts with each other, a solid drive, that is direct gear, obtained. The idea of epicyclic gearbox is taken from solar system, which is considered to be perfect arrangement of object. So solar system was there in front of design of epicyclic gearbox. The epicyclic gearbox usually comes with PNRDS. What is that? P means parking, N means neutral, R means reverse, D means drive, and S means sports. Modes, these are different modes which obtained by fixing of sun and planetary gears according to the need of the drive. Why do we need epicyclic transmission? When it comes to luxury, luxury and human comfort becomes the first priority, since in manual transmission driver has to press and release the clutch pedal and shifts gears continuously for shifting the drive from high torque to high speed, and also the sliding and meshing of lots of mechanical component is there in manual transmission, which raises many problems. So that's why we need epicyclic transmission. What is that? Again, in countries like India, there is a problem of traffic which required sudden shifting of gears from high torque to high speed, which is in turn requires continuous engagement and disengagement of the clutch, which causes the fatigue to the driver. So to avoid fatigue to the driver, we need epicyclic transmission. Poor fuel economy is the problem seen with the synchronous manual transmission, as there is a loss of energy due to movement of lots of components, and also over revving of accelerator is also seen in it. Since the parallel shafts with mounted gears and meshing device are used in manual transmission, so size of the gearbox becomes a problem. So size of the gearbox, after that there should be the minimum fatigue to the driver. After that, poor fuel economy. Next reason is, when we talk about manual synchronous transmission, we can have maximum 6 gear ratios, but it is found that car require more than 6 gear ratios in the long run. If we take the example of latest manual transmission system, synchronous gearbox, in which the shifting of gears is obtained by sliding and meshing of synchronizers with constantly meshed pairs of gears, which causes wear and tear to the transmission system. So wear and tear is obtained, and to avoid this wear and tear, we need, in that case, we can replace it with the epicyclic transmission. Also, in manual transmission, the shifting of gear is noisy process too. So there is a noise. This is noisy process. So to avoid all these reasons, we need epicyclic transmission. So this is the components of epicyclic gearbox. Outer, there is a ring gear. At the center, you will see sun gear. After that, planetary pinions 1, this is 2, and this is 3, and they are in connection with this planetary carrier. So these are the components of epicyclic gearbox. Number 1 component is ring gear. It is a type of gear which looks like a ring and have angular cut teeth at its inner surface, and it is placed inside in the outermost position in the epicyclic gearbox. Next component is sun gear. It is the gear with the angular cut teeth and is placed in middle of the epicyclic gearbox. The sun gear is the constant mesh of inner point with the planetary gears and is connected with the input shaft of epicyclic gearbox. So it is at the center. One or more sun gears can be used to achieving different outputs. So we can use different sun gears for different speed outputs. Next component is planet gears. These are small gears used in between ring and sun gear. The teeth of the planet gears are in constant mesh with the sun and the ring gear at both the inner and outer points respectively. Next component is planet carrier. It is a carrier attached with the axis of the planet gears and is responsible for fire and transmission of the output of the shaft. So this is nothing but another component. Last component is brake or clutch band. The device used to fix annular gear, sun gear and planetary gear in a controlled by brake or clutch of the vehicle. Working of epicyclic gearbox. The working principle of epicyclic gearbox is based on the fact that the fixing any of the gears, that is sun gear, planetary gears and annular gear, is done to obtain the required torque or speed output, as fixing any of the above causes the variation in gear ratios from high torque to high speed. So let us see how these ratios are obtained. First, gear ratio. This provides high torque ratio to the vehicle, which helps the vehicle to move from initial state and is obtained by fixing annular gear, which in turn causes planet carrier to rotate with the power supplied to the sun gear. So this way we can have first gear ratio. Next is second gear ratio. This provides high speed ratio to the vehicle, which helps the vehicle to attain higher speed during a drive. These ratios are obtained by fixing the sun gear, which in turn makes the planet gears the driven member and annular driving member in order to achieve high speed ratios. Next is reverse gear ratio. This gear reverses the direction of output shaft, which in turn reverses the direction of vehicle also. So this way these are the 3 gear ratios. Next is, let us see what is happening when in the different position. We will get a forward very slow speed when the driving member is sun and driven member is planetary and stationary is ring. In forward slow position, driving member is ring gear, driven member is planetary gear and stationary sun gear. In forward fast motion, driving member is planetary, driven member is ring gear stationary is sun gear. For forward very fast speed in that gear category, driving member is planetary gear, driven member is sun gear, and stationary is ring gear. Reverse slow speed in that category, driving member is sun, driven member is ring, and stationary member is planetary gear. Reverse fast speed in this category, ring gear is driving member, then sun is the driven member, and stationary will be the planetary gear. So this way we can have the different speeds. What is the application? Epicyclic gear train is used in automatic vehicles with the hydraulic clutch. Also, the epicyclic gearbox is used in the automatic model of Audi A4. It is also used in Lamborghini Gallardo. It is also used in power transmission between IC engine and electric motor. So it is also has its uses in hybrid cars. We have seen hybrid cars in ETM. So in that also we can have the application of this. So these are the references. You can take the note of these links and go for further